This is one of my favorite topics to cover. It's how to answer inbound phone calls for amazing customer service. Hey, it's Tom Jacobs here. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel to get your fix on presentation, performance, and profits. That's what this channel is all about. If you're new here, why don't you just go ahead and hit that little subscribe button right over there. That way you get notified every time new video content is published. And I do publish every Tuesday and Friday at 12 noon Eastern. So you're sure to get fresh new content each and every week. Let's dive into this topic that I've covered previous videos as well, but I thought I'd just kind of refresh it a little bit and give a new take in terms of what it takes to have great customer service when answering inbound phone calls. As you may or may not know, I also have a call center, and we do primarily outbound phone calls, but we also do some inbound phone calls as well. I've also owned a fitness business for over 10 years, and of course we received a ton of phone calls there as well. This information that I'm sharing with you is from real world experience, from things that I've implemented in my own business to make sure that we provide great customer service. Now, when you first started your business as a practitioner or solopreneur, you probably never thought, oh my gosh, I need to train people on how to answer the phone. That should just be common sense, right? But as I've been able to witness over the years, common sense is, well, not so common. Not only that, but if you want to create a consistent client experience, well, you need to have that whole process scripted out. Not only do you want to have that scripted out, but you need to make sure that you have the entire process from when a client is a prospect to all the way through the process of becoming a client. You want to make sure that that is scripted out exactly how you want it to happen so that it is consistent for each and every new client that you acquire. I've gone through countless training programs and read tons of books on these topics, and I've distilled them down into things that actually work, like practical advice that you can take and implement into your own business, because quite frankly, I've implemented them into my own businesses and they've worked really, really well. Imagine this. The inbound phone call is oftentimes the very first impression that a prospect has of your business. And while the bar is pretty low in terms of how people are providing customer service these days, you have to be above average to actually stand out from the rest of the crowd. And imagine if you're absolutely outstanding with that customer experience and what that can do to your business. Because if you're not really good at this, and if your staff isn't really good at this, well, your prospect is going to go to the next person on Google that they're searching for. You want to provide a wow experience for each and every prospect so that they remember you and they will take advantage of whatever offers that you have for them. Your phone can be a very powerful tool in your marketing toolbox. Here are 3 steps to make sure that you're providing a consistent level of client experience each and every time to every prospect that phones up your business. Step number 1. Well, this is your mindset. If you believe that when the phone rings, it's an interruption to your business, well then it's going to be an interruption to your business, and that's going to come across to the prospect when you answer the phone. In fact, I had a recent prospect call me up and say, I have got to have somebody else answer my phones. Can your team please answer my phone? Because every time I answer the phone, I'm not in a good state of mind to be able to provide really great service to that client, because I'm in the middle of a job or I'm in the middle of helping a client, and I just can't be bothered to answer the phone. And when I do, I'm really short with them, and I'm sure they get upset and they go on to somebody else. What I did to make sure that this was consistent across the board is I had a little piece of paper taped to every phone in my business, and it had 3 words on it: enthusiastic, smart, the boss. And what that meant was every time that an employee picked up the phone, they were reminded then that they had to be enthusiastic when they picked up the phone, they had to appear intelligent, and they had to take control of the conversation, meaning being the boss of the phone. And I actually had that on my own phone as well to remind myself. There's nothing worse than calling a business and the person answering the phone, you just feel like they just don't care that you're bothering them. It's like, hey, thanks for calling Tom's Service. Can I help you? I mean, come on. I mean, really, that's kind of ridiculous. But at the same time, we've all experienced that, right? Quick question. Are you putting little reminders on your phone when you answer the phone, or for your staff when they answer the phone? I'm really curious. Post some comments below. I'd love to hear what you're doing. Step number 2 is you need to have a script. And I know what you might be thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want my staff to sound scripted. Well, I have a video, and we'll put a card up here so that you can go watch that video on how not to sound scripted. But at the same time, I would much rather have a staff sound a little scripted than to just go off the hook and try to figure out what to say and not have the right words in order to be consistent on the phone. It's not necessary to say each and every word, but there does need to be an outline so that the staff knows exactly the flow of the conversation, how to be enthusiastic, how to appear smart, and how to be the boss and take control over the conversation. Not only that, but a lot of what I've scripted into this inbound phone script has been tested and has been proven to actually convert more people into appointments. For inbound phone calls, I wanted to create at the very beginning of the call a pattern interrupt. And a pattern interrupt is just interrupting the kind of the scripting or the pattern that people have in their own brain when they're calling a business. I'm sure you've gone through this as well when you're dialing the phone number for a service business and you had a certain script that you wanted to cover when the person answered the phone. And you knew that when they answered the phone, they'd say, "Hi, it's Bob, can I help you?" And that you were going to say this, this, and this. That's typical kind of the scripting that most people have. A pattern interrupt is going to interrupt that and enable you as the person answering the phone to take control of the conversation and to drive that conversation in the direction that you want to take it. So a lot of the pattern interrupts that we always use was, "Hi, it's a great day to get fit at Body 3 Fitness. How can I make your day better?" And immediately, that's not exactly what people are expecting to hear. One, it was enthusiastic, and two, it was a little out of the ordinary, like, "How can I make your day better?" "Oh, well, I don't know, you can answer my question?" I mean, and then all of a sudden, their whole scripting is gone, and now you can take control of the conversation and move them along so that you are in control and you can move them towards that appointment that you desperately want to make. And since it's the voice that we only can communicate with on the telephone, there's no video, it's just voice, it's super important that you're enthusiastic and the words match your voice tonality. You can't say, "Hi, it's a great day to get fit, can I help you?" That doesn't sound like it's a great day. It's a great day to get fit. How can I make your day better? That is matching the tonality and the words as well. I mean, there's nothing worse than an unenthusiastic person answering the phone. I mean, the only thing worse than that is the phone going to voicemail and then never being returned in the first place. And if that's happening to you, well, I have a very special PDF that I'd love for you to grab a hold of. It's my follow-up, follow-through process, and it helps you put a process in place so that you can follow up consistently and persistently with those leads that are coming into your business. All you have to do is just click the link below and I'll send you that PDF. I'm sure you're going to absolutely love it. Tip number 3 is that you have to take immediate control of the conversation. And that's why I always said be the boss, because I want my employees or myself when I'm answering that phone call to drive that conversation so I get what I want out of it and the caller gets what they want out of it. I mean, a lot of times the caller doesn't really know what they want or need on that phone call, and you do have to take control of it and move them towards kind of the promised land, kind of where you want them to move towards. And when you appear smart and helpful and enthusiastic, then there's really no reason for that prospect to move forward with the next step in the sales process, which ultimately would be an appointment with you so that they can learn a little bit more about your services and you can ultimately sell them your product. With these killer tips and a follow-up, follow-through process in place that you consistently and persistently put into practice, well, your practice is going to absolutely explode and there are going to be a list of clients that want to actually work with you. If you found this video helpful, give it a good old thumbs up, make a comment as well, and then share it with some friends and family. And of course, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that little subscribe button right there. It really does help out quite a bit. I've actually put a couple other videos together and I'm going to put them right here and here so that you can learn a little bit more about improving your practice and being a better business owner. So until next time, You have a great day.